back. So we had some small issues with OBS, as usual, but we are going to start now. So let's quickly go through what we have achieved on Thursday. So I'm trying to figure out stuff here in the console, but we can do that later. So what we have done, we have actually gotten to a state. Yeah, obviously. Just cancel that. We've gotten to a state where we are rendering a table with our artifacts. There are some issues that persist, mostly in scraper during version handling. So semantic version that we have stolen from some scripts is not really tolerant. I mean, it doesn't handle all the insane stuff people do in versions, so we have to fix that. And beside that, we had an interesting problem. And the problem looks like if we do this, if we run our assembly, so the fat jar, the full artifact, the full jar containing the whole application, we get this error. And I ranted about Flyway. I mean, I was mostly incorrect in this rant because I assumed it's just Flyway doing something stupid. And, you know, that depends on how you interpret using SPI. So if you like SPI, so Service Provider Interface, I believe that's the acronym. If you think that this is a good idea to load code dynamically, well, they are probably doing something sane here because they are loading all the plugins via SPI. Now, this would usually work just fine, but we are building a fat jar. So as you might know, building a fat jar means that we have to flatten all the stuff and also deduplicate all the stuff. So this is kind of tricky. In fact, what you have to do when you do this is, well, you have to make some decisions around files that will go into the fat jar and decide what to do if those files have overlap. So if there are two copies of the same file in different jars that you merge together, you have to make a decision what to do. So in SBT, let's quickly Google that up. In SBT, there's SBT assembly package. And SBT assembly has specific configuration called merge strategy that you can decide what to do with particular classes, particular files. You can deduplicate, you can take first, last, you can decide that, okay, there has to be a single file of this type or we are crashing, and a lot of things like that here. You provide a path to the file and your decision what to do with it. Now we are not using SBT, we are using Scala CLI. So Scala CLI, well, it is simpler. The command that we are using is just Scala CLI package assembly. I've added the preamble false, which drops bash entry bytes. So Scala CLI is able to prepend bash script on the front of the jar file so that it can be just executed as a usual binary program. It's just an executable file. But we can drop the preamble and then it's just a plain jar, and it doesn't really help us in any way. We can build this package here, rebuild it actually. So with force we are going to override that. And well, the end result is basically the same. So there has to be some problem. And if you were listening closely, I mentioned that we have to join files. We have to concatenate them. If there are duplicates, we have to concatenate them. So what happens when you have SPI and you have multiple jars that provide the same file? So if you are familiar with SPI, you will already know that we are going to be looking for this file and meta-inf services. So I already did that. I unzipped the jar because jars are just zips. And well, what do we have here? We have the meta-inf and services, not licenses, services. So cool. Okay, do we have this file here? Well, it turns out yes. Yes, we do. And there's the problem that is crashing our artifact. So for some reason, for completely unknown reason to me at the time, there is a problem with this new line. There should be a new line here, and it's missing. So, okay, maybe there's a problem with one of those files. Maybe you know there isn't this. I don't know if you can see this, but there's an enter here, so it's the new line char. Maybe there should be a new line char there, or maybe it's missing in one of the files that get concatenated. Okay, let's see. So to do that, we would have to get those files out of those respective jars. But you know, it's not that easy with Scala CLI because it isn't just going to allow us to fetch particular dependencies that we're using, but Corsair is going to do that for us. So I already did that. So if you do fetch with Corsair, database, Postgres, yeah. So it tells you, it downloads those files to its internal cache, and you can then do whatever you want with them. So I did copy those files here, and I have already unpacked them. So let's go to core first. And you know, it's unzipped jar. The jar is here also. So we can go to meta-inf services again. And yeah, there's the file that is of our interest. Yeah, and you can see the new line here. It's present. Okay, so if you recall, this is ending here. Ah, god damn it! No, I don't want any help from you. So this is this bit. Okay, so maybe the second one. I mean, what problems could there be in the second one? But you know, let's go and see if it's unusual in any way. So it's not in core, it's in CD PSQL, CD meta-inf services cat. Yeah, and yeah, nothing unusual. So if we concatenate those two files, and that's the strategy that Scala CLI assumes that we want to apply to those files, because that's, to be honest, the only logical solution. If you have jars with SPI declarations like this, what you want to do in the output, so in the artifact that you build, you want to get them concatenated so all the options can be found. All the stuff that is going to be present on the class path, because we're merging jars, you want all of that stuff to go into that final fat jar. So something is well, not working really. What can we do about that? There's unfortunately not much that we can do, because you know, this is inside of the fat jar, this file with, you know, broken entry into this plugin file. There is a workaround that I thought of. We could basically just fix this manually inside of the jar after building that. But I was thinking whether we maybe could just try and debug the whole Scala CLI and see how this happens. I actually did track how this works in Scala CLI yesterday. So here's the assembly function that calls, it just configures what is going to go into the assembly, and then at the end it calls assembly generator, which is part of cursor launcher module. So this is the write entries, make assembly generator object. And yeah, we could try and debug that, but even if we do that, it doesn't really bring us closer to the end goal, which is to deploy stuff. So I guess the best course of action for us for now is to just figure out how to fix the jar as we go, as a part of our build step, which, you know, in this particular case, our build step will be just basically a bash script to build the Docker image and push it. So nothing really fancy. It could be a Scala script, by the way. Okay. So I'm wondering what the best decision is here, because this is the current dev state. So what is deployed? The deployment that we have tried to do on Thursday failed, and the container there is, from what I recall, oh yeah, here, kubectl get pods. So it's in a crash loop backoff, and yeah, it's not going well because it's basically getting this exception, and SPI isn't working, so we can't migrate the database, which is bad. Okay, so going back, our app, if it works, or rather when it works, yeah, as you can see, there's no flattening of the class path here. The jars are just wired together by Scala CLI, and it means that here, yeah, we get something that is getting to be what we want to get in the end. It's close enough to get something to deploy, right? Now, Scraper will crash in a moment because we have some small issues with version parsing, but we will figure that out. Now, first bit would be to get it running, get it working on our production. So dev Scala today. And we will figure out the promotion pipeline, so how we get from dev to prod, in a moment. So the first step is that, I mean, we could try to, having some fun with debugging session. I did get IntelliJ for that, and apparently it works. I did some configuration for that, but maybe let's try doing that later if we have enough time. So for now, no debugging. I also am completely not sure how that works because I'm so unused to having to debug stuff that, well, my debugger foo is very rusty, to say the least. But yeah. So how do we package that? We package that with this command, right? Now, when we do this, the next step has to be something that will pull the file out of the resulting jar. So, as you remember, in our temp directory, we have meta-inf, services, and, well, whatever. It doesn't show the file now. Could you? Yeah, because it's city. So we have this. So the first thing would be to extract this file only. And I have no recollection about how to do this with zip command line. Okay, this is useful. Let's see this. Um, is he suggesting that we just use set to replace the whole thing? Guess so. Let's see. Let's see whether this works. So the file is main. And now I wonder if this works with full paths. It's basically this path. Yeah, publishing configuration extension. Excuse me. I thought that I would sneeze because the allergy, but no, it's fine. So yeah, publishing. Nothing got dropped. I think. Yeah, it looks fine. Um, 23 and the transform file should be 24. Yeah, yeah, looks fine. That went well. Okay, so now what we want to do, the final step. Okay, so it just, yeah, complete script. Yeah, it's just going to use temporary file. I thought it could be done, with a nice one-liner. Completely unmaintainable, but nice. Yeah, but no. So yeah, I think we can start by writing this build script. And yeah, we're gonna just use bash. I don't have the nerves to fight with OSLib. I mean, it probably should be simple. There's piping. Oh, it's Scala stream. So yeah, let's maybe try and do that. So, oh, if we do that, there's a small issue with that, isn't there? Because we are just using plain, plain directory structure. What happens if we do as C file? No, just plain file. Build as C. Build as C is going to probably make it think that this is a mill build, isn't it? Let's call it differently then. Maybe integrate, well, shitty. Deliver, whatever. And that's, yeah, Scala CLI. Yeah, that's what I was worried about. It's really going to assume. Oh no, toolkit. No, no, Copilot. We don't want to do that. Prod, yeah. What will happen? Yeah. What will happen if we do this? So I guess, yeah, it's a problem. It's not worth the effort, to be honest, because we would have to move all the stuff to some src directory only to get this. Yeah. I have a PG data here from one of the containers. I wonder which one. It's going to be a very small bash script. So is there going to be any benefit at all from writing that in Scala? Probably not. Yeah. So yeah, copy this, overwrite the whole thing, and we have a Docker file. But the first thing we have to do is we have to copy this thing. And yeah, let's have some comments. Oh, modified. Okay. That's the only other. Okay. Now we could do the whole Docker stuff here. We will do that in a moment, but just curious whether it will work. Build sh. Cool. Oh shit, I left the old. Yeah. So if we are doing those operations with ANSI, by the way, I think we also have to have this preamble. If we don't have the preamble removed, the zip file would, well, look very strange to zip commands. So yeah, it's not optional. Okay. I wanted to ask you, dear child, are there any issues that you can see on Twitch or on YouTube? I was trying to tweak the bitrate, and I have currently 7000 kbps, which is, I guess, whatever Twitch wants. But it still marks my stream as unstable. What is the Twitch correct kbps bitrate? Okay, they want to have it up to 6000. Hmm. Yeah, I guess we're gonna stay with 7000 for now. But please report any problems if there are any, because people that do this for much longer than me, they say that 7000, even 7700 is fine, and Twitch will complain, but it's fine. And I don't know. So yeah, if you have any complaints about the quality, give me a shout. Okay, deployed at 75. Main zip. No, oh, main zip. Why? God damn it. I don't want the main zip. uh, I just want to list. Uh, don't know. Why is it okay? So maybe it just assumes that it cannot be without an extension. Uh, that's a bigger change that I would like because of the Docker image. And not only Docker image. The file has to be main. I mean, maybe we can just yeah, rename it here. Zip main jar. Yeah. So minus u is update, only changed on new files. Cool. That's what we want. Minus j junk, don't record directory names. Oh shit, wait. This is bad. We are putting that in a completely wrong position because we want it to go here. Okay. That's maybe we can change the name of this to this. But we still, how do we tell Zip that we want to update a file at a path? Okay, so you have to okay. Interesting. I am not really sure this is going to work. So they say do this, then they do this, and yeah, it should work according to GPT at least. So do we have some? Yeah, we have some garbage here. Let's drop the garbage. Yeah, let's drop the main too. Pretty much archive zip. Oh, we don't want that. Also garbage. Let's see. Adding modified plugin SPI. No. Name not matched. Shit. Ah. Yeah, but that's problem with GPT. If it's not right, I got this. Um, let's mark that as a script. That's interesting. I'm wondering whether I would figure that out faster on my own. Because I used to do that before. I just, went from man pages. The whole, AI revolution, it's only increasing productivity if AI doesn't make dumb mistakes that take a lot of time to fix. Uh-huh, yeah. So yeah, rebuild the whole directory structure. Uh, that was my guess that, yeah, we actually need to do this. So, fuck. Yeah, so let's make p. No, it's not the whole path. Copilot, come on, don't be dumb. We actually want the whole thing because we are taking it out of the zip, putting it into matching directory structure. Now, yeah, let's call it org. This is the original file, right? And we want it to become the correct one here, right? Now we are going to drop the original file because I think we are going to tell zip to zip the whole directory. I don't think J is the correct flag to use here. Does it still say that we want to use? Oh no, it dropped the J when it heard about directory structure. It dropped it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Makes sense. Just an update in the jar. So we don't want that. And do they say that just metainf? No, they say full path. I mean, GPD says full path. We don't want to drop that. We just want to remember metainf. Yeah. Will it work? Let's see. Oh shit. Oh, right. Right. Yeah. Always something, right? It's a warning, and the CRCs in jars are a bit tricky. And moreover, this jar is built by um, jar facilities here in this cursor function. So it's just a jar output stream. I think there was something about CRCs here. Yeah. And it's quite usual in my experience for CRC checks to fail for jar files. Not sure whether this only applies to files built by Corsair, but yeah. So let's see, what did it was it cleaned up? I want the main jar to be not the build main jar, just main. Cool. Looks like it works. Looks like we have fixed the dumb problem with a very shitty patch. Definitely. No. Um, yes, you're right, Copilot. I just want the command. Save. Cool. And we were building that for AMD only? Really? Huh. So the Docker file takes the main, puts it in the app main. Okay. I don't really need to do this, so it's not for Bison CFG. It's still copied anyway. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna leave the main here. Looks fine. Okay, so in the site, in the directory for our build, yeah, not really important. Which version are we using in the deployment? 003. So this is something that has been published. So build 004. And yeah, let's see. Of course. Yeah. We're gonna do this manually, but I have added the last bit. Yeah. Cool. Published. So now site. Now the site. Now we do this. Bump it, let it compile. And basically pull me up. Is it going to compile? Okay. Yeah, it's fine. It's just metals acting up. I did create an issue on the Corsair repo yesterday. Yeah, no comments on it yet. So I guess it's up to us. Okay. So I think I have a local Postgres database, but I've switched to PostgreSML yesterday to be able to see whether there are any problems. And I actually want to use PostgreSML. I have some ideas around features and having classifiers available in the database. So, text classifying jobs. It sounds very useful. I'm gonna stay with PostgreSML. So yeah, we kind of need this. I was running it here, and I wonder if it's still so tricky to run. You might recall we are doing some shady stuff to have PostgreSML running here. Namely, we tell it to tail dev null forever so that the Docker image doesn't just quit. Because it's built in a way that once you run this Docker container, it just quits immediately. You can see this quite easily here. Let's drop the image. PS a docker rm5e. Yeah, no, docker run this thing, and we are not going to do the psql command with sudo. We can even, I guess, well, if we did -rm, yeah, it just quit. So psa is there, exited 6 seconds ago. No idea why they created this Docker image this way. It's quite hilarious that it operates this way. RM. So to make it actually do useful stuff, you need a -d to run in the background. And for the command, tail -f def null. I guess this works. Still didn't quit. Is there F? No. No. Up 10 seconds. It seems it's working. PSQL, PostgreSML. Done. Seems to work. Now, funny thing is, the public schema is not empty, and I've run into that yesterday. By the way, how is our deployment going on? Okay, OMF reload. That's all my fish reload. I wanted to. Oh, it's probably not. It's thanks to something completely different. ZX. Yeah. Infra platform, I think. Oh, it works. kubectl get pods. Crash back loop off. Oh yeah. Sorry, switch to Polish suddenly. Okay, so it's hanging. What is the problem? Kubernetes. Yeah. kubectl logs up deployment AA64. Okay. Connection atom failed. Unknown host. Huh. What did I do? Is it running? Yeah, it's running in another namespace. That's probably this. It's probably the reason why it doesn't work. So JDBC URL. So this host, it would need fully qualified name. As we see, I mean, it would be just .db, I guess. If I have two namespaces in cluster. As we see, look, oh yeah, db. I guess it should just resolve to this. So it's gonna be service name here, and db. Let's try appending the whole thing here. It's p, so we could also take the domain name. I mean, namespace name property here. So it's dot namespace db namespace metadata name. Oh, it's an option. I'll extract it. Yeah, basically dbns, and after that oh no, wanted this piece. So it's just .svc cluster local, and it's fully qualified then. Yeah, forgot about that. Pull me up. Let's see. So we have a restart already. That's not very hopeful, I have to say. It's this pod. Address already in use. What? What? Okay, what's going on? Okay, it did contact the database. That's fine. Error scraping job. What? What? Shit. Error. Column organization of relation projects. Exception. What? Where is this native? What? How is this suppressed, interrupted, exception from maininity, address already in use. That's a separate exception. I guess. What? I mean, I do understand how this happened. So let me walk you through. That's platform. No, we don't want that. No, the side. Yeah, here. So our main, beside the fact that it looks like shit currently, our main, it shouldn't, I guess. Scraping job should not throw. It's using catching, but maybe the exception was no. It's just scraping failed. This is a log. It's not caught by the top level try catch and main. So what do? We resolve configuration, we create a repo, we create a data source, we perform migrations. Fine, very nice. And then we run a fork, which is a daemon fork. It's supervised daemon fork. So it's going to, if we ever leave, if the thread goes beyond this, returns this value, and stops the evaluation. So if this completes for some reason, it's impossible because of this start and wait, right? If this ever happens, this fork would also be interrupted. Cool, right? So interesting bit is it looks like this fork did throw. It shouldn't. It definitely shouldn't. But it looks like it did. It killed the fork, and when the fork is killed, it kills the scope. We are running in the top level scope created in our new accept trait, which is this scope here. So when we kill it, it would, so if the fork crashes with an exception, it would interrupt the whole thing on which it is running, I guess. And maybe we would get this, but how the hell could we have anything running on the same port? I mean, is this... Did we trigger some weird case where invalid exception is thrown? I don't know. Holy shit, what is going on here? So another restart and different set of errors. Boundary break. That's not looking very good for lean Scala, I have to say. How? Why would we... How is it even possible that it caught a boundary break? And it is happening at index. So here. This doesn't use anything like that. So the only piece is here. Doesn't attempt to do something? No, it's just try with either. And just wraps this query. Nothing more. So the requests to slash, I guess those are coming from Kubernetes itself because it has the readiness and liveness probe. So it's just querying. Our index. That's fine. That's actually not a big deal. We probably should expose another endpoint for that. But it's not a big deal that we have those queries running here. It should just work, right? But the problem is, how the hell does it catch boundary break? Shouldn't boundary break always work inside of a boundary break scope? So, you know, boundary and then break, and it always catches the break, but apparently not. Latest repo. It's, oh, how the fuck is this? Oh my god. Oh yeah, I'm just blind and this is stupid. This is very stupid. Yeah, so it's this either is giving a permission. This block is running on a completely different thread. It's a handler. So this, yeah. We can call this combinator here. But given how this scoping works, it's a gotcha. It's a shitty gotcha. Because what we need is an either block here. And now it's probably just fine. If it fails this either block. And it returns an either, which is fine. So this unpack this, templates, right, yeah. Yeah. And so we shouldn't wrap this in right here. We also don't have a handler for this error. Yeah, it's nice and easy to work with to some degree. We can extract this, by the way, because it's looking like shit here. It's really not good for my nerves. Okay, day 4, we get a serious gotcha from Ox. I mean, it's starting to look like YAML. And it's not a compliment. There was this supposed convention that if you have side effects, you should probably add an empty argument list. So yeah, let's do this. Let's maybe also add some log. We should format that. Come on, propose something. No. Come on, Copilot. This string. Guess it doesn't do anything interesting in the to string, does it? Instant. No. Oh, it does. Cool. It was right all the time. So yeah, start them. Let's inform that we have finished. I think there was a Java time duration thing. Yeah. Just what? No, it's not Java time duration. No. Hmm. It's just between. Can we get this? Oh no, that's Scala extension. There was a way to, format them nicely. Apache Commons, yeah, cool. Yeah, yeah. 3 seconds, so. It is what it is. Yes, this. And why is it doing this? Let's maybe split it, because if the job will take more than 24 hours, it will restart immediately after it has finished. Okay. Nested hidder blocks. That's gonna be tricky. Okay. Guess we can build O5. Hopefully it just works, right? Scala CLI run. Oh no, it doesn't. Where's the error? Metals, where is the error? 43. Where the hell is an error? Yeah, I do understand that. It's caused by this temp directory. Where are my compilers? Okay. Okay. It's doing its stuff, which is fine. Let's build 005. Yeah, we definitely need to cook. So we still have a crash loop back off. We published that. Let's go to site. Bump the version here and pull me up. Okay. Running. Come on. kubectl logs deployment. That's GMN. So this one. No logs. Shit. Oh, database is fucked. Yeah. I forgot that we have a problem with scraper. This is actually quite interesting. Yeah. So it's going to wait 23 hours 59 minutes 58 seconds for the next run. That's fine. It's not going to, but that means that this update should work, right? Deployment itself should just, no, why isn't it? Oh, I get it. Yeah, address already in use. That is probably not a correct exception. I still think it's not a correct exception we should be getting. But, okay, so this fails. And this is a database structure problem. And we have to inspect the database. There might be some garbage migration stuff there because I did change the migrations a bit. It might have the second migration applied with incorrect table structure, so we have to clean the database. But this thing is, I mean this bit, exception in thread main, bind failed, address already in use. What the hell? Is there anything from our app here in the stack trace? Okay, here. Run scraping. What? 56. Line 56. Thread sleep. Okay. Oh, interesting. What the hell? Okay, wow. So this thread got interrupted. So the thread which was sleeping with the scraper job and interesting. Okay, so catching didn't catch it. Oh, it wasn't in the scope. Was it? No. No, it wasn't the scraping job. It was here. It was in the sleep. Cool. So those interrupted exceptions are... I don't really get why Ox would be presenting them to us. But it makes sense that there are suppressed exceptions from all the forks that have been running in this scope, in the run scope, in the run function scope. So yeah, it makes sense. Question is, what is the problem with the binding? How the hell can there be another something that binds to this port in the site? What is the port that we push to? Container port 8080. Fine. Very good. We won't be able to do this, I guess. I would like to replicate this locally. That's not that easy. I mean, I could. It gets very hairy very quickly when you have a full infrastructure based on containers, because what I would need to debug that is basically Docker compose locally so that database runs in the network and this process in the container can reach it. Thing is, I'm just wondering what is causing this. address already in use on port 8080. That's the port we are going to use, right? Shit. It's binding locally just fine. So given that scraping job can fail safely, our migrations will fail the whole scope. So for the container to start locally, Docker PSA. Now we have just PostgreSML. I guess we can also we would have to recreate it with a network. That's the easiest way without building the compose stack. Docker rm docker stop 7.4 docker rm. I said stop. Can you please stop this container? Thank you. 7.4. Okay, so minus p works with network, I guess. I think we need okay. Misclicked. ID name minus d network Scala today. Okay, the database should be fine. It's running with the network. No, yeah, it's not gonna work. I want to debug this issue first. So why do we get a bind failed address already in use? No idea how that could ever be possible. Doesn't make any sense. So Docker in the app holder. Let's try Docker run. Why did I even use ID? Name p 8080 to 8080 network Scala today and container. So it's gonna be the same container as here, and we need some envars. I never remember what is the format here. So it's just I guess let's wrap it in double quotes. PostgreSQL. No, they are running on the same. So I guess it's the name, right? It's the name of the container. And it's exposing 5432 Postgres ML. Okay, that's JDBC. Another IE. Just checking if it's the correct env stuff. Minus E env, yeah. Port. ED. Is there an... No. Of course there's no example of use. Why would there be? Okay, so we got this first exception, which kind of makes sense, because I did have some issues with that yesterday too. The Flyway has some problems. Flyway has some problems with database structure in PostgreSQL. That's probably easy to fix. PostgreSQL migrations. Yeah, I did. Yeah, you can see that I did some tinkering here. This is garbage, but I tried with the baseline migrate configuration, so it didn't complain that the schema is empty. We could just create a new schema for the application. It would probably be the same choice, I guess. But thing is, I don't see. Let's see what happens if we go to localhost internal server. That's... Oh, the hell? Is it the old? No, it's 05. What the hell? Yeah, that wouldn't happen with Cats Effect or Zio. I have to admit. Kinda sad about that. Yeah, it's here. It's in the app. Okay, it definitely shouldn't happen. Did I bork the rebuild or what? I mean, I don't know. Let's see. How can this happen? That's a dump transformation. Okay. Boundary break. What the hell? What the hell? Chat, what the hell is going on? where is this? And it's a very nice exception without a stack trace. For performance reasons, it should be safe. It should be safe, right? But it isn't. So with a for comprehension, that would never happen. I mean, do we? It can't be. It can't be thrown from here, right? There's no OK in this file. No, there isn't. It's just, it's always returning an either. The only other thing that could happen is that the attempt is catching that with try. Is it even possible? I think it is. That would it would do that. Wait, what? Oh, goddamn. Thank you. Now. Am I? I don't. I don't remember. Scala boundary break. I think it needed something, right? Like no. Whatever. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So try catches boundary break, which is not a very good design in my opinion. It's tragic because this is supposed to be flow control operation, and why would it subvert it? But it's a massive headache. That I guess try should be just this load, and it goes beyond that. Unfortunately, it goes well beyond that. Mm, what is the problem? Oh, it's case. Case is missing. Control. Yeah, cut it too. So anything that uses non-fatal will catch. So that also applies to future standard library future. So if we are going to have a serious conversation about direct style Scala and boundary breaks, things like that, I think we need something. We need a proper discussion about what things are safe to use if you decide to write in this style. because currently it seems that standard library is just incoherent. So non-fatal, which is used by basically try future, it goes into interactions with boundary and it breaks it. The jump is not performed correctly. It should jump to this point and it should just work, but it doesn't. And in theory, this could lead so that this small operator that I have here, it could catch it. But what would be, there is nothing here in this query that would cause a boundary break. Nothing should throw a break here. It's probably something stupid I just can't see. I wonder if we drop the pretense. That's an either now, right? So yeah, let's go functional. You know, I can override. Fuck off. What is the E64? Wait, did it finish, by the way? Did I build it? No. Oh, fuck. Trouble unit. Oh, okay, makes sense. Something like that. Whatever. You know what? Fuck that. It will tell me Docker rmfd. I'm fed up a bit, so we're just gonna use rm. I think it was rm. Okay. So this is the first case. Yeah. Okay. I guess. I mean, I understand this. This migration failed. It doesn't exist. Now we are failing with an exception that makes sense. So it was this okay. Now I'm very, very curious. How the hell did it happen? Yeah, we get this. Migration failed. You run this once. Yes, PSQL exception. It cost what? So we got an SQL exception. Now we get an SQL exception when we use the flat map. If we do this, that still compiles, right? So this is interesting, actually. I think I think we're seeing a very weird interaction between the types of the handle here. So the Tapier's handle. And whatever this either block is doing. So let's make it explicit. It shouldn't be. It should be unit string. Does it still compile? Yes, it does. But we know for sure that this isn't unit. This is a throwable. Okay. Let me just do a quick sanity check, because now I fully believe we are going to see the same problem. Okay, migration fails. We get an internal, and we get the help. Fuck. We got the break. Okay, this is a bug, I guess. And in how Ox's either blocks work. So let's analyze what is happening here. When we do an apply, it takes an inline body and label for an either of E of A is available in the scope, because this is a context function. Yeah. So when this happens, this body is evaluated here. Boundary is created around it. So if the body returns an A, it is wrapped in right and returned. That's fine. Now, I think the problem is a bit bigger, because we had this in this shape, and this really shouldn't build Oh, it isn't. That's great. That's actually good. This was just metals. I mean, this also shouldn't work, especially with this either here. If we do a throwable here, okay, now it works because it expects a unit. Now why this compiles? Try again, come on. Yeah, it's fine. I mean, it isn't. It really isn't fine. It shouldn't be fine. So yeah, there's a gotcha. Let's make a replication for that. Smallest possible amount of code, right? Tap. Let's take it from our project. We only need docs. Okay. It's 341, so let's maybe do this on the LTS branch. Okay. Mm. I'm very curious what will happen if we do this. Oh, it uses a different error type. Interesting. So, yeah, I thought that this is kind of an interaction situation between aux and Tapir. So let's pull Tapir into this. What import do we need for this? It's just Tapir, I think. Okay, so this function, I want this function to be explicitly typed as either a throwable string, because that's what we have here. This function is explicitly typed with left value being a throwable. And geez, I think I need some more tea. But yeah, let's finish this replication first. What is the next bit? Oh, replication. So this actually is going to handler. Do we need any other? No, I don't think we need any other imports. Should be fine. So we don't have any input. We have an either, and it's typed to either unit string, right? It's very interesting that it happens. I mean, oh shit. Oh, it's so stupid. Oh, I think I get it. If there's anyone in the chat and you noticed that first and didn't tell me. So this either block takes this type because it infers that this will be a throwable unit. And that's a big fucking usability issue in my book, because this provides evidence, and it kind of tells you something about the whole model with capabilities. It creates a scope in which there is a block where label of either of throwable and unit is available as implicit evidence. Now, if we have another either block here, it produces different evidence, and compiler doesn't complain. So this OK compiles with evidence from this either. It probably should be obvious. It wasn't. And especially given that, it looks like this. Without explicit types, it looks like this. It looks like just fine. And the error type, what is expected from this block here, the error type for this either, so the left type, it's not, visible immediately. So evidence from this either causes this block to be interpreted by the compiler. Okay, this is fine. This exception, that is this break, will be caught by this either. There's evidence. We know that it's going to work. But this block, this function, is going to ignore that because it doesn't match. It's not the same evidence. This either block is not going to capture that. It's meant for a different type. It's not being used here. This OK doesn't capture that. So what can be done? In my opinion, OK, it should detect that there are other labels and crash. It should detect, it should tell us you are working in a scope where there are multiple either blocks open. And if your types change only a bit, handling can change. Jump can go to another point. At least it might think it's going to another point. It's not going to go to another point because no matter if you're using standard library future, if you're using IO, or you're using Loom with structured concurrency, this block can be executed on a completely different thread, and there is no obligation that it has to reflow that. This function doesn't have to reflow that. So probably capture checker will solve this, but we don't have capture checker yet, and we are using aux. So I think OK should fail if there's more than one label in the scope. It should tell you, it shouldn't be, different error type. It should be if there's any other label then whatever that we are expected to have in this E or A, just stop the completion and force the user to put this function into another scope, another function scope, where, you know, separate either can be handled. Their overlapping ithers are shit. Okay, I said it. Let me grab some tea. I'll be back. Welcome back. Okay, so my head is bobbing because I'm walking. I've heard that it looks kind of strange on the camera. Um, so yeah, I kind of know that this replication isn't going to work, and it's going to catch that we are using different error types. So it isn't a problem with that. Um, we can temporarily solve this by just organizing our code better. So let's move stuff around a little bit. Let's put this straight here in the util. Okay, it compiles. Let's maybe take this bit, put it into the scraping file. Are we still using this? Oh, we are. Interesting. Mm, where is the scraper created? Configuration, text configuration, scrape. Oh, scrape is a top level function. Yeah, so let's not put it into scraper. That's stupid. Let's put it here. Okay, now the app itself, we are going to take it out along with the configuration part. And this bit, let's copy it first. Now it's gonna, yeah, it's gonna turn into a Christmas tree. This will help only a little bit. We need some imports. This helps a bit, I guess. Some CFG will help a little bit too. Oh, it works now. Yeah, it's defined, I know. So we can drop this here, CFG. Now, I want to move, I want to have this here. So I would like to turn this into an object HTTP. It doesn't extend the Apple, it doesn't extend the aux app anymore. Do we need Magnum? I don't think we need Magnum anymore. Oh, we do. We need a yes block. Okay, so it can't be a val. So it can't be just an object. Let's make it a module, so to say. Does this throw? Maybe not. It's actually nothing. It's never going to return anything. And we don't need this anymore. It's just an endpoint. Okay, it returns unit. Why though? Oh, because supervised, no. Never returns a unit, no. It returns nothing. Okay, so it's just this type annotation here. Why? Import db. Oh, okay. Oh, and now we see the problem, right? Either has a different error type. It's pissing me so much that I would like to go there and just try and see whether we can unbork this summon from. You know what? I mean, they haven't combinator an option too. Wow, weird. So it looks for either unit. Okay. No, not here. We just need this. So I'm tempted to try to figure how to do this so that it works correctly. No, it still won't work because this import is. Why? Oh yeah, and boundary break also. Cool, very nice. It couldn't be a single import, right? Oh, do you guys see anything on my screen? Just noticed. I've been doing a lot of stuff and I think the stream is broken. Huh. Yeah, OBS has broken again. Let me just quickly. Okay, so it's not doing anything. Ah, the capture is broken. Huh. Why? Nope. Still borked. Cute. I think I have to restart the stream.